They feel it in the streets. The people understand. They know what time it is. You know it's part of the plan. But WDYO Director Dank, Synchronous City, we always got to get into the vibes portion, man, because the vibes get heavier and heavier every time, guys. I love it. I hope you do too. We need to have a certain state of airlessness about it, though, because there's nothing here to bog us down anymore. We have the power to go over it, but we need to understand first we have to break those micro mentalities we have. That slave culture of slave to a brand, slave to a government, slave to slavery. A lot of people out here just slave to slavery. They don't even know it, man. Like, just subservient vibes. We don't need none of that no more. None of that. The power starts within, and we got to keep this. And this slave programming, I won't even say anything else about it. I'll let my man Dame talk about it. I ain't talking about Dame Dollar. I'm talking about Dame Dash. He's doing a whole big movement nowadays. You might see him on some conscious things. Maybe he's waking up. Who knows? Let's see what's happening right here.
Been one to try to be accepted at another person's table, because then I got to live by their rules, which usually don't coincide with mine, and they're usually not in my best interest. They don't behoove me. So, as of yet, this industry has been built to exploit us for our benefits, or for us to get our benefits taken, not for us not to be able to reap the fruits of them. And, it's a different time. We're aware because of the internet and that direct-to-consumer relationship and all the information that people have and the different kinds of platform. There's really no excusing letting anybody rob you these days. So this is the day of building your own table if you're built for that. If you have a boss mentality, if you're not running around being controlled, by patterns that we're born into, that we don't have choices. I consider that slave mentality. That's why with my network, I consider it deprogramming. And any chance I get in any platform I get, BET or other, I'm going to promote this, the deprogramming, this slavery mentality, keeping us in line, us all thinking we have to do the same things to fit in. And, all these rules, down to education, that we live by today, were all implemented by people that had slaves. So why do we listen to rules that we know were made to control our mind? Because they couldn't control our physical. And, it's illegal to physically enslave somebody, but to mentally enslave someone is not illegal. It's really your choice. So my thing is to make you aware of that slavery mentality that needs to be broken, that deprogramming, at all times.
Ooh-wee, I hear you, Dame. I hear you. That's definitely the vibe. That's also what I try to do too. Get us aware of this programming that's happening at all times and how we must break it. And, I think Dame said some good things right there about how we just don't understand our power out here. We're in this digital age. You don't really need anybody else over you. And a lot of people will willingly accept a subservient role. And, there's like some very deep history, and theologists have pondered this question along with sociologists, psychologists. They've always just wondered, like, is man/woman ready for his or her role, or do they just run from it in fear? And we do, but guys, happy Halloween. This is the thinning of the veil right now. This is a Scorpio and new moon. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but like, there's basically no hiding. Oh yeah, it's also retrograde too. BT dubs. I don't know if you knew that, but like, there is a whole mess of astrological things going on that are just pushing around. These things are the archons of our realm to help formulate our thoughts and experiences so we can get the most out of them. So if you know about the framework, then you can make the thing work, you know what I'm saying? But don't nothing work if you can't get this power over self. I talked about discipline in another episode. The power that comes with the discipline is let you know, like, that's what you needed the whole time anyways. And it's a beautiful time that we live in right now, and I appreciate Dame Dash for coming off. He's still like making another wild movie about like state property too or something like that. But like, I feel like now he's dealing with Billy Carson and some of these awakened woke type new ascension speakers. So I look forward to nothing but good things out of Dame, and him being an example of what it is to be a leader in this day and age and doing things for yourself, as he always has done, as he has always built. Sure, he has a smudge on his career, but what is it really though? But You know, I've been all in the vibes about down here or whatnot, but like let's get a astrological projection. This guy right here, his name's like the pilot man, flight boss, Archangel Uriel. He likes to be very emphatic with when he talks, but when he talks, you better listen. So let's check this out real quick to hear what we need to do about how we have the power to change some of these things in our own life. Yeah, let's talk about how we have the
Thank you
power
so much
to
for the
change
donation,
things.
Forever Spiritual.
Hey, he's always getting paid.
You said, is smoking a lot of blunts bad for you? Well, it's an individual thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, by you asking that question, yeah, it's bad for you. You see what I'm saying? Like me, you won't find me going somewhere asking somebody that question because I know why I'm smoking. And I know when I don't need to smoke and I know when I need to smoke. For you to sit back and ask that question, you're already in doubtful spirit. So it is bad for you. You're not an individual yet to know that what you do is what you do and other people what they do is what they do. So as long as you still fighting those demons and angels and those mind and those thought forms and concepts and things of that nature, stay away from it until you get your mind right. And then once you get your mind right, you will be able to know how to do it as based upon an individual aspect from you, from your perspective. So you will understand your moderation. Everybody moderation is different. Everybody can't even take strong weed. You might be around people who smoke weed, but they might smoke mid all motherfucking day because their lungs can't handle strong weed. So for the most part, it's not the simple fact that is it smoking or not smoking is bad. It's the simple fact is what is it for you? You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind also. Thank you so much for the donation. I am dope. This is what people need to understand. Thank you also for the donation. Also, Mama Noni Love. Everything in this world is an illusion. So it's not what you do, it's how you do it. For the most part, whatever you do to satisfy your spirit, that's the whole point of it. Now here's the thing. A lot of us attach ourselves to something where we actually start to see examples of how these things are destroying our lives. And if you're not wise enough to know when something is destroying your life, then hell yeah, you can lead down the wrong path. But for the most part, that's with anything. Not just with smoking, that's with anything.
You heard the man. That's with anything. You can get led down the wrong path if you ain't trying to do your own math. And I'm just saying, we live in the information age, guys. This is the age of Aquarius. It is all being laid out there. And the universe is just going to keep on pushing you and pushing you and pushing me and pushing us to just keep on condensing all of these things that we have and just getting them direct for what we need to do, because we have the framework out there for us. We're just being passed through it. So we're being refined right now. And this new moon, Scorpion, retrograde on Halloween, like all of this screams intense vibes. How has life been? Has it been pretty intense? Yeah, I bet it has been, because there's some things that are changing right now. We're getting started on our paths for like the next, I don't even know how long. Like, we have planetary alignments that haven't happened in like 37 years. Ask your parents what they were doing in 1982. See if they know, because stuff is changing, bro. It really is. And we have a time to change it. We have the power to change it. Yet, do we have the persistence? Because we need to know where this power comes from. And that's why I try to give you these astrological insights, so you can start to really get where the power comes from and understand like how to apply that and how you have the power to apply to that. And everybody has the same power. Can you imagine what it would be if like capitalism wasn't a thing? What were we doing before that? Communicating. We were playing community. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is us. We can get that back again. But we need to have the power to say no to Gucci. We need to have the power to say no to these governments. And we need to have the power to say no to the things that we know aren't in our best interest. So use this new moon and this time to make sure you have realigned with self. The thinning of the veils, October, OCT, prefix for 8, infinity, duality. See through it. The thinning of the veil, the spiritual, the material, right there. Connect, meditate, talk to your guides, talk to your ancestors. They are waiting for you. All the answers are too, right behind that door. So please just continue to realize how much power we really have on this physical plane, so you can come up to the spiritual again. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't a game. I do like to play it, and I do like to have a little fun and games. You know, I see me dressed up in my Wing Chun suit, and it's Halloween, so let's have a good time. And when the retrograde comes through and you start to see everything line up again, don't get scared. It's not Halloween. This is just real life, man. So Director Dank, WDYO, Synchronous City, You know how I
If
do.
you can, you know. It's the amazing true story of the youngest and most daring con man.
I'm finesse,
Tricky,
you know what I
swiftly,
mean?
but yet vicious.